This episode of the NAST podcast is sponsored by Seattle Restored. Seattle Restored is actually the reason why I'm in NAST Studios in the first place. They partner with local artists and entrepreneurs to create pop-up shops, artist installations, artist residencies, and community events. Visit seattlerestored.org for more info on locations and upcoming events. Are you ready to take your podcast to the next level? Then look no further than NAST Studios, located in Seattle's Pioneer Square. Hi, I'm Blake. I'm the owner, in-house producer, and editor. We've got 3 cameras to capture every moment and can host up to 8 mics, ensuring your podcast looks and sounds professional. We've got affordable pricing for podcasters at all levels. So what are you waiting for? Visit www.naststudios.com. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Today I'm with another Seattle Restored participant, recently turned legacy participant. I think that's what they call you guys.
I think so, yeah.
I'm here with Tak Kunimune.
Kunimune, yeah.
Hey, pretty close.
That's great.
So you run Mixed Pantry.
That's right.
So tell everyone about what Mixed Pantry is. I feel like it kind of is multiple things versus just one thing,
Yeah.
you know?
It really is like literally a mixed pantry.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of different types of stuff, but the TLDR is it's an Asian specialty food store. You see the specialty food store all over town. It tend to be more Eurocentric and all that. But I mean, I got nothing against olive oil and all that wonderful things.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to create a space where we can highlight the more Asian focused items like soy sauce and miso and things like that.
Mm-hmm. So what is the difference between someone going to your place versus maybe a Wajimaya even? You know?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So I go to Wajimaya.
There we go.
I rely on that space, you know.
Yeah.
They got a wonderful selection of tons of different things. But sometimes you go there and it's such an overwhelming experience. You know, I'm an immigrant from Japan, but
Nice.
You go there and you're looking at 250 bottles of soy sauce, right?
Dang.
I have no idea what I'm getting there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of solve that problem. I have tried every single item in our store, and we focus so much on the actual quality and the people and the story behind each product. So, anybody can come to my store and just ask me any questions. And if I don't know, which happens quite often, I'm not the all-knowing, right? But we'll find out together.
That's awesome.
And we'll get to the bottom of it and try to find the right item for you.
Heck yeah. So before we get into this awesome story, let's get into your background. So you immigrated here from Japan.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that's when I was 2000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I came here in 2000. When I was just 18 years old to go to college.
Okay.
And ended up staying here. It's been 23 years. So
Dang.
I've been, here longer than I lived in Japan now. I
Wow.
guess. Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you ever go back there though, or?
Yeah, I try to. Now we open the store. It's kind of a little difficult right now to go
100%.
home. But we try to go back, once a year or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, we just went back March, April last year.
Okay.
Yeah, that was nice.
That's so. What school did you end up going to when you came here?
Oh, yeah. So when I came to the States at first, I wanted to find a place where, things were just super cheap. So I ended up landing in Oklahoma first.
Okay.
2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a little random. I didn't know there was a difference between different states and all.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was really shocked. As I was kind of airplanes coming down, right? I was like, what is going on here? This is not what I expected. But anyway, Oklahoma for a few years, but after that I moved to Oregon State.
Okay.
I got the biology degree from Oregon State and food science master's degree from Oregon State too.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you're a biologist and
Food science, yeah.
So those are what makes those similar and what makes those different? Do you have to have a biology degree to be in food science?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, but food science is more applied science. Biology or physics or chemistry. These are more we are the pure science.
Got it.
I wanted to use the science knowledge to make something that I could eat,
Okay.
do something with my friends or my family, or just kind of doing with my hands. That's something that I really like. So, and I just happened to find beer. And
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Oregon has such a wonderful craft beer scene over there, and they just happen to have a really great brewing chemistry lab over there. So I just joined that lab and studied beer bubbles for 2 years or so.
What?
Yeah. It's so random, right?
That's amazing, though. What the heck?
Yeah, it's super fun. Somebody's got to make beer bubbles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that and beer bitterness research for a few years.
Dang. So what's the difference? So the bubbles make a big difference, or what?
Yeah, well, I think in the States it's a less preferred to have beer. I think like people want more liquid in the pint now, right? But if you go to UK and stuff, they want the right level of bubbles. In Japan too, like you want the head, right? So yeah, I usually like really tiny bubble that's really uniform, long lasting, because I feel like, and it's scientifically proven too, that the bubble of beer actually tastes a little bit different from the liquid part. So yeah, I want a full experience of the beer.
Got it. So like,
anyway, sorry.
Does the size of bubble make it like more hoppier, or etc.? Or no?
It's some size of bubbles is mostly for, I think it's a visual pleasure.
Oh wow.
Is the way that I think, and it's mouthfeel too. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, have you always been a foodie then, or?
I think so. I think I always liked food. I grew up a little bit poor, so I was always kind of like the hungry kid in a way. So yeah, like I kind of always gravitate towards the food, and I always gravitate towards the power of food to kind of connect people. Because my family was relatively poor growing up, but we kind of moved around a lot of different cities and towns, and you know, the really good way to connect with the random kids out there is over random candies.
Right.
Like, if you can share some candies and like enjoy it together and everything, it just kind of solves all the problems.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always really liked power of food, what it can really do.
Dang.
Yeah.
So did you have like a smaller family then? Do you have any siblings, or what was that like growing up?
I have a younger sister, and all my family is still in Japan. I'm the only one here, so yeah.
So was that like a hard decision to decide to move to school just by yourself, or what was that like?
I think to me it was more of a opportunity.
Okay.
So in Japan you kind of like prepare to get into the college, like in middle school and stuff. You know, you're gonna kind of decide like what do you want to study in university, like when you're like 13 years old.
That's wild.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way. Like I'm a grown up at this point, but like I still have no idea if I'm doing the right thing for myself, right? Like it's a long life journey, like it's a
100%.
lifelong journey. So I wanted to study at that point. I wanted to study ancient Japanese literature, but like as I grew up, I was like, that's not really my thing. Like I like reading books, but it's not right. And like looking at the like American university system, you can change your major and all these different freedoms there.
Yeah.
So I thought that was extremely empowering, and I really wanted to kind of experience different things and learn different stuff. So yeah, instead of just being on the same like track all the time, I just kind of want to try something different.
Dang. So you studied in Oregon, and after you graduated, did you live in Oregon for a while, or did you move to Seattle right away, or what was that like?
I graduated, and then I did some work in the beer industry. Bridgeport Brewing, it's no longer around, and unfortunately, but the little craft beer company is where I was working as an intern for a while. And then after that, I went back to school because I love school. To Portland State and got an MBA there and studying a little bit more about the inventory and operation management there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, like, when did you end up in Seattle? Is that more of a recent thing?
It's more recent thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about 3 years ago.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
So are you more of like a, what is it, Portlandite? What is the Portlandian? That's what it's called.
In a way,
or Oregonian, maybe.
Between Oregon and Washington, we got about almost 10 years in California, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All these places. Okay.
Yeah, it's all West Coast now, but yeah, I've been around all over the place. So after my food and like MBA and everything, I got a job at the seafood company in California.
Okay.
So I moved down there. But then I switched job to go start working at a tech company, and I was
Oh,
there for about 10 years as a manager.
dang.
Manager, ops person, IC, so many different random stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did that, and then the wildfire happened
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
California.
yeah.
That was like 3 4 years ago. It was like Mars out there. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So we got kids, and we were like, okay, we can't really live around here.
Mhm.
We want to be closer to the family that we can really rely on.
Mhm.
And my wife's family is from Tacoma.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we moved up here about 3-ish years ago. Yeah.
Dang. So how does tech relate to food at all, or how did that even happen?
Uh, Not so much in a way.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually just explaining why I went to tech in the first place.
Mm.
It was about connecting the people and connecting the world. At least that particular platform was. And then what I'm doing right now for the specialty food store too, I want
Yeah.
to connect with the local people and the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
regulars. And I'm always being like fascinated by the power of the food to connect people, right? So I think in a way it is kind of a same like theme,
Mm.
completely different industry.
Yeah.
But I've always been interested in like meaningfully connect with the people and understanding that person's
Mhm.
perspective and kind of learning from that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you keep saying we. Does that mean like is your wife part of
Right, you're
Nick's
right. Yeah.
Pantry as well,
Yep.
or?
We as like a family owned.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So, has family always been important to you, or?
I think so. My family, I never been really too close to my
Got it.
own family. But yeah, I really love my grandparents on my mom's side. They
Yeah.
kind of raised me a lot. I got my grandma's art up on display at my store and everything too.
Nice.
So
She makes art?
yeah,
Oh
she's
my
a great
gosh.
artist, man.
Amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember making art with her, so it's
Dang.
great.
So then how'd you meet your wife? Was that through school, or?
Nope.
Okay.
Very tech way.
Okay.
Yeah. She was a tech worker. I was a tech worker, and we were both in the San Francisco Bay Area, and
Yeah.
we met on one of those dating apps. So
Okay, there we go.
as tech as you can get.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So have you guys like both dropped everything to focus on Nick's
Actually,
Pantry, or
the
is she?
ownership wise, it is owned by us as a family,
Uh-huh.
and I want to consider this as a family thing. But like most of the operation is done by me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did this happen? So you moved to Seattle during and we're following this. So we need the outline the whole story for everyone.
Yeah.
So you moved to Seattle because of the wildfires, or maybe that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, many reasons. One of them.
And
Yeah.
what did you do when you first moved to Seattle? What was that like?
Oh, I was still working for a tech company at
Okay.
that point. But then a lot of things happened, and I was
Right.
just mostly burnt out. So I was like, yeah, it's time for me to just kind of pause and try something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just spent a lot of time with my kids, and then my neighbor Jan, who is the owner of Awesome,
Oh.
not Awesome, the Onion Super, within Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little retail corner within Osan.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
That's all Jan. It's
I
really
love
great.
Osan.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
yeah,
It's so cute, right? So Jan's family and our family just kind of got together. We both really love food,
Yeah.
so we're like, okay, well, let's kind of try something. And we were kind of noodling everything around, and then we found about Seattle Restored.
Dang.
And yeah, it was a really great way to kind of prototype it, and also kind of learn what we like, because I've never done retail before.
Right.
I love food, but like I'm not a chef, right? I'm not a food chemist, which means like I'm doing mostly consumer packaged goods, or thinking about packaging and how can we really extend the shelf life for this, or make the bubbles prettier or something like that, right? So I didn't really know what to expect, but through the Seattle Restore program, I was able to kind of pinpoint, oh, these are the things I really love about this business.
Yeah.
These are something I absolutely hate and don't want to do at all.
Right.
So yeah, this was a fantastic thing.
Nice. And then was this kind of like word of mouth that you found Seattle Restore, or did you guys find it online?
I actually
What
don't
was
know.
that
Young
like?
found it first, so I don't really
Okay.
know. Yeah, you should
Nice.
totally interview her too.
Okay, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
So then you're not a cook. Or do you cook at all? Like, do you
I
like
do.
cooking?
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think I'm a horrible cook. I'm a decent cook, but I don't consider myself as like chef and like like
Yeah.
all these different fancy stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
I
know.
guess like you've learned that you don't have to be a chef to like know what good ingredients are then, right?
Yeah, and I think to me, food is like a Lego block.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a sweet blocks, there's a sour blocks, and all these different things. And
Yeah.
you're just gonna build like even a sandwich. You just build it from the okay. Here's a carb, that's great. And then next week you want to build this layer of flavor, this layer of flavor,
Yeah.
and it's like a toy to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
yeah, so sometimes it comes out really horrible, I gotta admit, but sometimes it's great, and yeah, that process is what I really enjoy, I think.
Yeah. So what was that process like once you found out about Seattle Restored? Like, was this storefront the first one that you found, or did you get to look around for a
Yeah,
while?
Seattle
Or...
Restored reached out to us and then got us the key in December of 2022, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, and then a lot of stuff happened, with the inventory securing, which one we're gonna get. Can we even like open an account with this platform?
Mm-hmm.
So many rush job. But yeah, we were able to put everything together and open in January, I think, 2023. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then you got the extension right away, or did you have to like figure that out, or was
Yeah,
that like...
after 3 months, we talked to the Seattle Restore program manager, and yeah, we got the maximum amount. And so we, as a hyphen Asian food and culture prior to Mixed Pantry, that got 9 months total, I believe. Yeah.
Mhm. So break down one more time, like what is the difference between you and any other like Asian store, right?
Sure.
Because like you guys do multiple things besides just carry
Yeah,
products.
so I think the main thing that we are trying to do is probably three things. One is to be like a go-to spot for like knowledgeable people and be able to like work with you to figure this out.
Mhm.
You go to big store and like I said, I totally rely on them.
Yeah.
But the workers there is just working there for a job, right? It's just a
Right.
job. It's not like they study food or chef or anything like that. Uh, so that's not really helpful for me at all. Like if I
Right.
wanted to try something completely different from Philippines or Thailand or whatever. So like we try to study our food as much as possible. We try, if we don't know, we put our student hat right away,
Mhm.
and we're gonna study about it together, and
Yeah.
we'll do our best. The second thing is we really want to like lower the barrier to explore flavors.
Mm.
So we give a lot of samples. If it's like bottled or jarred item, I will probably have samples in the fridge.
Mhm.
And I mean, you don't want to take advantage of the situation and eat the whole
Right.
store,
Right.
but
For sure.
I'm more than happy to give some samples here
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there, just to kind of like see, like explore like what this like unfamiliar sounding ingredients is really like.
Mhm.
I don't want people to feel like, oh, that sounds really intense or that sounds wrong or foreign to me.
Mhm.
I don't want to try it. I want people to like be curious
Yeah.
and actually try it and to see if they actually like it or not. I think a lot of Asian food tends to be, really pungent and funky sometimes, which is totally cool, I think. But people often like, say like, well, what's that?
Right.
Like especially for the school lunch and the kids and all that stuff. I don't want people to like approach different culinary culture with a judgment. I want people
Right.
to approach it with a curiosity. But even if you're curious, like if you cannot try it, then like you can't really like come to like a good endpoint, right?
Mhm.
Like if you're curious, I want to embrace that curiosity and I want that person to really try it and like, whoa, what's this thing? Like I'm really excited. He or she might really love that, and
Mhm.
I'm really going into that particular culinary culture and to start to learn about the people and the culture around it and to connect with those folks, right?
Yeah.
So like I really love that kind of connection with the people who come to the store. So we do a lot of tasting. We have like paid version and also like more like casual tasting
Mhm.
stuff like that. The other thing is we only carry the items that's imported from Asia or the that's produced by API communities across the states.
Nice.
We like there's so many things that's really great, but like our mission for this company is to really put the spotlight on these folks.
Right.
It's not about eliminating other people or
Mhm.
anything, right? It's like, hey, there's so many really cool stuff that like like Asian American community is creating here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Like
for
there's
sure.
so many good stuff, but like how can we not find all these delicious stuff and say Safeway, Whole Foods, or any of these like major chains? Like if it's good, it should be accessible.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of bring these to the mainstream here. So like ethnic aisle concept is no longer a thing, right?
Right.
Like I remember people saying like, oh, like you guys just go over that side.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I came to the States in Oklahoma, I was like,
Yeah.
yo, that's kind of wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
Like,
sure.
like I don't want to be treated as like, oh, you folks go over there.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
that's way wrong.
Segregated the food groups.
Yeah, right? That's
Oh my
way
gosh.
wrong. Like I don't want that.
Right.
Like I want people to really like try different things and like, yeah, just like explore with curiosity and not segregate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what has that been like for different communities coming into your space? Like, are there different ethnicities that have been coming in, or do you see mostly like Asian culture coming in, or do you see
Yeah.
white people? Because Seattle is a very you're from, you said San Francisco. Or,
Yeah.
so that's a very like gentrified place. So like, I guess it would be similar to Seattle, right? So are you seeing a lot of white people come in, or what is that like?
Yeah, it's really interesting. So Belltown is where our store is at.
Mhm.
And I think most people who come in are Asian American or white people.
Mhm.
I think that's the primary market for this one right now. I'm hoping that we can go expand even further, but within Asian American community, I'm learning a lot about like Filipino folks coming in because
Mhm.
we try to like look into different culinary culture within Asian
For
culture,
sure.
because like some Asian cultures are really well represented, right? Like
Right.
I'm a Japanese immigrant. I see so many Japanese soy sauce and like all sorts of different things in Wajimaya, or even like Safeway, like they got poke and whatnot, right?
Yeah. I'm not saying, I don't know if I trust the poke at
Yeah,
Safeway,
I
but
know,
they
I
have
know.
it.
Yeah, they got it, right? So yeah, like I think that some Asian cultures are really well represented, and it's wonderful. But like I think it's time for us to like shift our focus and like, hey, can we do something to kind of lift up the entire Asian American community?
Yeah.
Right. So what I usually do is every single month we try to kind of look into one culinary culture, and then I just randomly pick like a big city in the States.
Yeah.
Last month was Chicago.
Yeah.
And also randomly picked Korean stuff because I didn't have a lot of Korean food items in our store. And we found a bunch of different gochujang, doenjang, all these wonderful brands for the Korean cuisine side,
Yeah.
while learning a little bit more deep dive into like Chicago's this beautiful Asian American diaspora microcosm in there.
Yeah.
It's so fun. So
Dang.
things like that is like, like I'm really passionate about.
That's awesome.
And being able to find some of those really cool stuff and bring it to the store as like a research order. And like I now have a really cool like a regular that's always kind of coming in, checking out the new stuff, and like, hey, do you have anything that I can try?
Yeah.
So I keep all those like research R&D order at the store, so they can try it and they can give me like education in a way. Like, and back home, this is how we do it, but these guys are doing it slightly differently because they're thinking probably XYZ. It's like such a wonderful learning experience for me. But anyway, I've kind of went off way off the tangent.
That's
but
awesome.
Yeah.
So when you're finding a different city to represent, do you build with that city at all? Like, how are you getting those like ingredients?
I just like go in and look for like a local, like restaurants or like a brand producers and all that, and just doing lots of Google and Reddit search.
Yeah.
There's no
gotta do it somehow.
Yeah, there's no like a right formula or the way to do this. I just like pick a city or pick a cuisine, and I just start deep diving into it every single month.
No, this is pretty awesome. This has my like brain working on like how you can easily like expand this into like different cities, and
it's
like
fun.
That's wild.
Yeah, now I got some folks that I talk to in Chicago now, and like I just bought a few cases from this particular place called Pink Salt Kitchen. They make wonderful non-brick pao, which is like a Thai like a chili jam. It's like a palm sugar based one. It's really funky. I think their version is a little bit extra sweet, and I think it's perfect for like a cheese board or like pasta with anchovy and all that stuff. Oh man, it's gonna be so good. But it's gonna be really great for the more traditional medicinal use for tom yum soup and all that too, I think.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, I just love doing that kind of a like really nerdy research
No, that's awesome.
on
So
the
like,
food.
what are some like stereotypes that you thought was going to happen when you first opened your store? Like, I don't even know if stereotypes are the right word. Like, what did you think was going to happen when you first opened your store when it came to like working with like suppliers? Has that been something that's been easier or harder than you expected? Because I haven't talked to like my I guess my great uncle. He
Yeah.
opened it, like his first store
Oh yeah.
when he was like 20 or
Oh
something, and it was he
wow.
had to have it was a
Dang.
crazy his story behind it. It's crazy and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
this,
yeah.
and but like it's interesting to learn when someone first opens a store how do you actually get the product into a space. How was that like for you?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy because, like, first of all, like, we don't really have like Asian specialty food store,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like, like, we didn't know exactly what to get, and it was lots of trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there were some items that we, earlier in the Seattle Restore days, we bought and was thinking it was gonna move perfectly fine,
Mm-hmm.
and we were absolutely wrong.
Right.
Like it lasted for the entire 9 months of the Seattle Restored program.
Dang.
Yeah, and then eventually it will expire. It becomes lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there was a lot of lesson learned, but I think the biggest thing that I think we learned from that process was just really listen to the community well,
Right.
instead of like assuming this is what's gonna sell or like what the market, like the media is telling me what to get.
Right.
Because like every single neighborhood is slightly different
For
and
sure.
like a different makeup of people, right? So you got to really listen and pay attention to the people that you're serving. And that was a really humbling moment for me to really learn that. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, like I really have to connect with the actual neighborhood that I'm trying to connect and really listen, pay attention.
Right.
Otherwise, yeah, we couldn't really get anything. In terms of like getting the actual items, it is quite a bit because like
Yeah.
like there's always a minimum order quantity and all that stuff, and trying to provide a really good wide variety across pan Asian specialty food was a pretty good amount of investment, I think.
Yeah,
But
I bet.
yeah,
Dang.
but we started small.
Yeah.
We did what we could, and thanks to Seattle Restore program, right? Because
Yeah.
like without that, we had to worry about the ops costs, especially the rent and utilities. Those are, especially in that particular spot in Belltown, it's quite pricey.
I bet.
So, yeah.
Dang. So what is that? What has the reception been like through like the Asian community? Have they been pretty supportive
I think
or?
so.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are giving me crazy requests right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, like this Nepalese couple come in and be asking for this anchovy chili
Yeah.
crisp. I
Dang.
was like, all right, right on. And I didn't even know what it was called or what it tastes like, what it even looks like.
Yeah.
They made it by themselves and they
Dang.
brought it for me
Yeah.
in the Tupperware so that I can taste it and experience and
Yeah.
use it for my food,
Yeah.
and then I can really look for it. And
Yeah.
it's just like things like that. It's been nothing but great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between being in like Belltown versus like a lot of these like stores are in international district? Has that been kind of a hurdle or has it been kind of like a blessing to be separated from that area or
Yeah,
what?
that's a good question. I don't know if I have a good answers to that because I don't
Mm,
think it's a good or bad. It's more like a
got it.
just different in a way.
Yeah.
Like if you're part of the CID community, then you're gonna get a little bit more publicity as the, hey, this is an Asian-owned business, and like,
Hmm.
hey, like these guys carry this, and it's has a very specific purpose in a way, like place in the community, right?
Hmm.
Belltown doesn't really care if you're Asian or not, right?
Right.
So like, of course, the attention is not gonna be focused around that.
Mm,
But that being said, I do really like the business community in the Belltown area.
nice.
Diagonally across the street, we have Art on the Table, which is like a Japanese ceramics place, which is
Nice.
absolutely gorgeous stuff there. And then across the street, the new Malaysian restaurant is coming in there
Okay.
too. So
Cool.
there's a lot of like a really interesting Asian American business popping up all over the place. Bangrak Market is there, Chiho Bistro is there, Ludi's came back. I mean, like you name it. So I think in terms of like really interesting, vibrant Asian American small business, I think we have a really good crowd there.
That's cool.
So yeah, I think it's been really good. It's just a little bit different focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like here in Pioneer Square, like a big hurdle has obviously been like the mental health issues outside and homeless people. So, and for me, my biggest issue right now is parking. Parking is insane. I get like a ticket almost every other week. It's insane. But besides that, like I think Seattle Restored is, especially on this street, I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of like art installations. There's quite a few actual pop-ups around here. I'm here, then down the street there's Nino's Art Gallery, and then Tazwira is a couple blocks over.
Yeah.
So there's all these cool pop-ups around, and legacy places too. But what is the safety like or neighborhood been like when it comes to being in Belltown?
Yeah, I think Belltown hit the lowest last year. I think we are only going up from here.
Yeah.
I think I want to work with the people who are on the street is the way that I think about it. Because I think just like the regular customers that come in are my neighbors, like these folks who are like camping out there on the street are kind of neighbors.
Right.
It's a part of the community, whether you like it or not. So it's important to treat them with respect as a human beings, and then like listen to them if they have something that they really need. Of course, people sometimes come in like half naked. And the first thing is, I'm so high. I was like, all right, you get out of here. You cannot be here, right? Like, situations like that all the time. Oh, man. But like oftentimes it's just like regular folks who just need some help and a little bit of assistance. So I been feeling okay in general, I think, in Belltown. I think the help from the MIDS ambassador, downtown ambassadors, have been absolutely fantastic.
Nice.
If we just like a few weeks ago, like there was this one lady who just rushed in, busted into our store, and keep running with arms like waving around and doesn't look at me. And even if I talk to her, she doesn't respond whatsoever. She just keeps running around yelling, and I didn't know what to do. So I immediately, reach out to these folks, right? They come, and by then, like these folks probably are gone at that point. But oftentimes, ambassador can actually just talk to these folks, and like they know what to do. And I'm not a professional,
right?
I'm not trained that way, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like just having the phone number that I can actually rely on and be able to call has been fantastic. But also like coming back to the like working with the people there, like I work with one of the homeless folks there, and he visited me yesterday too, but he is washing my windows regularly. And I pay him cash, and he's like he's a part of the community. We just gotta work with him. And I think like for the folks who don't think this is actually a good thing, like it's really good. Like it's like he's like now okay, these are my windows now. Right? Like I want to make sure these are gonna be it's sparkling clean and it's not gonna be shattered. I'm gonna protect this. And all right, right on. That's cool.
That's awesome.
So yeah, like that kind of stuff is where I see as the the more the Belltown community. I know Belltown kind of got like 30's rough, and it can be kind of rough out there. It's true, but I think there's a lot of good things going on there. So I don't feel as unsafe as many people think it is in Belltown.
For sure.
Yeah.
I remember last year, my friend, like two of my friends got like hit by cars down there.
Shoot, no
one
way.
of them got hit by, and they were both like hit and runs. One of them got stabbed. Like it was like, there was a lot of crazy shit happening in Belltown last year. And then
I mean, like I said, it hit the bottom last year, man.
And then,
bad.
But I also thought the same stuff about like Pioneer Square of like not like. I'm gonna keep saying it because I've changed my mind, so I think it's important to express this. But like before being a business owner in Pioneer Square, I'd either like make fun of Pioneer Square or be like, I don't want to be here. And now
Right.
as like a business owner, I'm like, no, I love Pioneer Square and I want to bring people to the area. Did you
Exactly.
kind of feel that change too?
100%.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Like, I mean, I didn't even know much about Belltown.
Got
I'll
it.
be honest. Like, I live in West Seattle.
Got it.
I took a bus down here.
Yeah. Not too
Like,
far either.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, I didn't know much about it, but like, I was like, I knew it was close to the market,
Mhm.
and I heard some rough stuff was happening, but once we go in there and then start to know the businesses around there,
Mhm.
I never felt like this is a bad spot. Like, I
Nice.
wanted people to come and like, oh, have you checked out that new gallery over there? Or
Yeah.
like, come over here for Belltown Art Walk. Like, all the folks are really nice and interesting things are happening. And it's not like, maybe because like I grew up a little bit more poor. Like I don't feel like I have to be somebody else to be there.
Got it.
Like, you can be
Yeah.
authentic. You don't have to have money.
Right.
You can just be who you are and enjoy the time there.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love Belltown.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's get into these products if you're
Yeah,
open
man,
to
let's
it.
do
Cool.
it.
Let's
I
see
brought
what
you
we
some
have.
stuff.
Let's see what we got here. Let's start with
Yeah.
So-
I didn't know what you like, or if you have like do you have dietary restrictions?
No, I
Foodology?
love all food. I love all cultures. So
Okay.
I'm gonna have you hold it so you can explain what it is.
All right,
So
sounds good.
first, what is this?
All right, so this one is the sweet yuzu vinegar from Kabi. This is like one of my favorite things to have at home. I got 3 and 5-year-old girls,
Yeah.
and they're kind of a picky eater, unfortunately. We all were, right?
Yeah.
But like all you gotta do is just cut some cucumbers, just randomly, and just
Oh.
toss in this guy, and it's good to go.
Ah.
If you want more spicy stuff, then you can add some chili crisp or chili peppers in there later. But man, I should have brought like a meal so that we can actually use it.
Yeah. Next
But,
time we can make. We need content for for the
I
mixed
know,
pantry.
That's true.
That's awesome. So next we have. Ooh, what is this?
Oh yeah, this is Kaya. This is the stuff that I was just telling you about. Community request.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know anything about Kaya, honestly, because I'm just one guy from Japan. But Kaya is like Southeast Asian, like this is like a spread,
Yeah.
coconut spread.
Oh.
Yeah, it's super duper. Do you like coconut?
Yeah, I love coconut.
Can we open it?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have like a
Oh, let me get a spoon real quick.
yeah?
One
do you have
second.
spoon? Yo, this thing is just so good, so crazy good. Yeah, if you
Spoon it up.
if you have like is there any place around here that sell churros?
Oh, I
'Cause you
don't
can
know.
totally dip it
Maybe.
like that.
Oh my gosh.
Just go
Oh,
nuts.
let me try
Try
that.
it.
Oh, this looks good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's like candy.
I know.
Oh my god.
Good, right?
That's so
I
good.
know, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And
Mm.
after I tried that, I was like, okay,
Mm.
all right,
Oh my gosh.
right?
Yeah, take some. That's oh my
No,
gosh. That's,
I'm gonna wait until all
oh
of
my
this
gosh.
stuff.
That's really good though. This is exciting.
That's great.
Ooh. Okay, what is this?
Ooh, that's my wife's favorite.
Okay.
That's a Mama Teeves hot garlic mom.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, so Mama Teeves is a Cambodian lady in Oakland, California, and their kids are super well trained chef, and
Mm.
they kind of package it up. Can we open it?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
try
yeah, for sure.
it? Okay. Oh man, so I brought mild one because I wasn't sure if you do spicy.
Oh,
Do you do spicy?
I'm open to anything and everything, honestly.
What's your favorite food?
Sushi, probably.
Oh, yeah?
I have sushi like maybe once or twice a week.
Oh no way!
I'm like
dude.
obsessed with sushi.
Have you been to Japan,
No, I want to go.
dude?
Some of my friends have gone on tour in Japan for music and stuff. I wish I.
You got to. 'Cause
Dang.
it's like right now, yen is so weak too. It's like what dollar is 140 or something now.
Dang.
Yeah.
What the heck? That's crazy.
I know. Okay.
Heck
Try
yeah.
it a little bit.
Dang. Oh my gosh.
Super crunchy. Yeah.
This is good.
I know.
Holy. Oh my gosh.
Ah.
And so what is that best on?
You can put that on the breakfast bowl, butter noodle, anything. But like I tend to do the breakfast bowl for that one. Just
Nice.
rice or potato bed and a few fried eggs, avocados, microgreens, top of that, and sesame and scallion.
Dang.
good to go.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we have this.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, chocolate.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might be a sweet person.
Yeah, I
Huh?
love sweets. Amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything special behind this chocolate?
That was done by Filipino folks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So like Filipinos, Malaysian, Japanese, Cambodian.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're trying to kind of like have a really good range of stuff.
Let me put this so you can see it.
Yeah. That's good.
There we go. Cool. And is there anything else in here? Oh, this is mixed pantry. Let's put this out.
Yeah. Thanks.
There we go.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So can you break down the name? Like, how did mixed pantry become to be the name?
Oh, because it's really mixed pantry.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, like we also like our kids are mixed. Like one of the things that I learned from the during the original like Seattle Restored period, you know, we had about 8 or 9 months of actually engaging with the customers and learning about who we are really serving. And one of the things that I learned, I should probably move it like this.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, cool. Is the population that is that I was really not thinking about. That was like one of them was the mixed community, and the other one was the adopted community. The last one was the more the older generation who thought assimilation was the way to go,
Right.
which you know was name of the game for a long time, and it still kind of is right now. So a lot of people are still doing that, but they still want to connect with the Asian, you know, culture, and especially from food and all that stuff. So I wanted to, and for all three groups, they want to connect somehow, and they wanted to be. I wanted to include them somehow. Right. And with a mixed pantry, I wanted to make sure that we were bringing in the items that are not necessarily Asian product, say like Italian pasta, you know, spaghetti or whatever, but that's actually made by Asian American community.
Yeah.
And like I wanted to just really focus on Asian people owned part and really showcase like what kind of a lifestyle we all can have here.
Yeah.
Asian American doesn't necessarily mean you have to always have this, right? Like I love rice. Don't get me wrong. I love Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
But like that's not really what we always do, and that's not 100% how we live. We're just all living here like regular people, and we're neighbors. We are part of the community.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of like push on that side of as well. I haven't had a chance to really execute on that yet. My current item is mostly like Asian flavor or Asian focused item. But in the future, slowly, I'm planning on expanding it to more of the non-Asian item that's created by Asian communities.
Yeah.
And I kind of bring in the conversation about like a little bit more invisible population within the Asian American community.
For sure.
Yeah, especially since my kids are also mixed too. I think about how they're going to perceive their Asianness and, you know, what kind of Asian culture they're going to connect and stuff like that. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love your story. So also quickly break down how you got into like this 5-year lease. How did that come to be?
I worked hard.
I bet,
yeah. I thought like a few years was a little too short for me to do. Because there's so many things I want to do.
Yeah.
This one.
I can
just
tell.
like I bet you want to do a lot of stuff
100%.
with your stuff, right? And I wanted to just like hunker down and just like be an institution where people can really go to and like be a rock for the community.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to have that space because I see a lot of really cool Asian American or like, you know, specific culture focused events and pop-ups, but not that many places that people can always go to and feel like they're part of that community, right? So like, having a permanent location to me was a really, really important part, even though it's kind of a big risk. yeah, the ephemerality was just not a thing that I wanted to do anymore. So,
For sure.
Yeah.
So I just saw you were in the news the other day on King
I
5.
heard.
So how did you get on King 5 for the
It's
JP Morgan Chase thing? That was random, right?
No, it has nothing to do with me. It's all Andrea from the wonderful Andrea from Seattle Restore program reaching out. He's like, hey, do you wanna be a part of this? I was like,
Yeah.
sure, I'm at the store. You come over.
Hey, amazing.
That's it.
That was crazy. Yeah, it was like a little interview before the podcast.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm there. I'm the only one working there. So
Nice.
if you come to the store, you'll find me.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, from 11 to 7 every single day.
Dang.
Yeah.
Even on the weekends?
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, Monday, Tuesday we are closed.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's why I'm here. But yeah, 11 to 7 every day except Sunday. I close at 4 or 5. But yeah, I want to be there and then meet people.
Heck yeah. I need to go by there sometime. I still haven't been there.
Yeah.
I love your story. I love that you're very community oriented. That's what I'm trying to be too.
That's awesome.
You know, and I feel like there's a lot we can connect on, and I hope we
Yeah.
can continue to grow together and figure out
Definitely.
ways to support not just our own neighborhoods, but all of Seattle together.
Definitely. Yeah.
So with that, what is some final advice you'd give to up and coming storefront owners, business owners, influencers, creators?
That's a big question. I don't know if I have anything to really. I say just don't give up, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, if you're really serious about stuff, then you'll figure it out. But don't. Yeah, enjoy the process.
Yeah.
I think it's been such a humbling and sometimes disappointing, but really rewarding experience throughout this whole about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster, and there is a lot of downs for sure.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
that's normal. So I think that is the one thing that I can say. Things are gonna work out. Just keep at it.
Yes, I like that. So where can people find you? And what's the
Yeah.
address again one more time for
That's
people
right.
as well?
Mixed Pantry is located at 2233 First Avenue. That's at the heart of Belltown. We are always participating in the Belltown Art Walk, so that's a great time to check out the Belltown neighborhood in general. And just please come around. And Belltown is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
We got a lot of cool art galleries going on there. Wonderful bars. So many things are coming back. So. Come hang out. That's every second Friday. It's from 6 to 9.
Nice. And do you have like a website or social media for people to check out?
Yeah, follow us on mix.pantry. That's Instagram. I was in tech, but I'm horrible with the social media. So, that's the only thing I can manage right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to mixedpantry.market, that's our website.
Cool.
So, yeah.
There we go. This has been the NAST podcast with
Jack.
and we did it.